maybe I'm falling out of games. Maybe I'm falling out of the enjoyment. Maybe I don't enjoy this hobby as much as I thought. Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're doing well. And today I wanted to discuss a little problem that I was running into a few years ago when I was playing games. I realized that I was running into an issue where I felt like I was always playing the same experience. I felt like gaming was a task or a chore that I had to complete, even though this is a hobby that I really enjoy doing. Then I started to notice that I was playing a lot of the same experience in games over and over again. Again, games like Call of Duty, games like Battlefield, games like say like Madden or games like Assassin's Creed, a lot of games that are just the same game kind of like repackaged over and over again. And I'm not saying that these games are bad games or whatever, but when you're playing the same thing over and over again, it kind of just feels like monotonous, or it feels like you're not having a new experience. And I kind of related it to, if you only ate baked potatoes every day, you would get so sick of what you were eating. You wouldn't really want to, you wouldn't be excited to eat. So I started to think about this. I'm like, how can I change how I thought about playing games, or change the way that I felt when I was actually playing these games? And then the reason I'm kind of making this video is, if I felt like this a few years ago, maybe there's some people out there, like maybe you guys, that are feeling the same way. So in this video, I wanted to discuss some of the tips and tricks that I did to kind of like get over this hump, or get over this feeling of games being stale when playing them. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it. For the first one, it was play games that you already have in a new way. So an example for me was, I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty for years. I played games like from Modern Warfare 1 all the way up to, like, I would say like Black Ops 4 and maybe Modern Warfare 2019, but I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty. I enjoyed playing multiplayer a lot. I would always max prestige and do all that stuff and get all the camos. And I really enjoyed zombies. Zombies was my favorite mode in Call of Duty. And I used to love doing high round runs. I used to love doing the Easter eggs and doing stuff like that. But then, like, you can only do that so much until you get bored, or you just get used. You just play the game kind of the same way you play it over and over again. And then I was like, okay, let's spice this up a little bit. And I started doing like challenges in zombies. I would do, okay, I'm only gonna hit the box twice, and the box is kind of a way to get like a randomized weapon from to play the game. And I would hit the box twice, and those are the only two guns I could use for the whole time I did a high round run. Or I would do buy 4 perks that I wouldn't normally buy. So like maybe I wouldn't buy Juggernaut, which is a perk that gives you like more health so you can live for longer. So it's like new ways to play the same game that you've already played. And that really helped me kind of get over this hump for games that I've been playing for years, but it just gave me a new way to experience these games. And then kind of another thing that you can do with games that you already own, say a game that has multiplayer and single player. Maybe if you only play the single player for the game, maybe play, like, try the multiplayer out. Like I did a video last week or a few weeks ago, and it was talking about like trophy percentages. And one of the games that I looked at was Space Marine 2. And I saw that like a lot of the story trophies were completed by like 40% of players or whatever. But then I saw that like the multiplayer, like only 9% of players played like the annihilation mode in multiplayer. So it was like, okay, so why not play the multiplayer of a game that you do enjoy, and then you can get more value out of it, and you're experiencing the game and then also trying out a new part of the game. So you're also just not doing the same thing over and over again, because you can only experience the single player of a game so many times. So maybe try out the multiplayer. And then the next thing that I really tried out, this one kind of involves like trying out new things, and maybe spending a little money on games that you are going to take a risk on because you have never played them before, but trying out new genres of games. So like I played a lot of like action games, a lot of FPS games, a lot of like sports games and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of like high action, high octane games. But so I was kind of lacking in kind of like my gaming experiences. So one thing that I saw that was like really like missing or lacking was like turn-based games. So I jumped into JRPGs for the first time in 2020. And I never played, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know what Final Fantasy was until 2020. So like I kind of feel like I was kind of lucky. I was able to experience like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 7, and Final Fantasy 10, like for the first time as an adult, and it kind of was a great experience. And it's something that when I was younger I would never play these games because I was so entrenched in games like Call of Duty or games like Battlefield or Madden, and it was just a game that was never on my radar and was never going to be on my radar because of the games that I played. And it was very surprising that I ended up actually liking these games. And it is a fun way to like change the way you play games. And so that was one way I did it, was I tried JRPGs out, and it helps that some of these games have a big history. So I was able to go to the back catalog and find like older games, and then you can try the newer ones too that are coming out. So it's like it's a win-win, and it gives you a way to experience these games in a new way, and then not make your gaming habits feel so monotonous. Another thing that I didn't think I would ever enjoy was I tried out golf games, like seriously. Like I've played like Mario Golf back in the day, or I played like I tried out Hot Shots Golf as a kid just because it was like on like a friend's PS1 or whatever. But I never really like understood it or understood the game of golf. And I'd say like a few years ago I picked up like Hot Shots Golf 1 on PS1, and I picked up Hot Shot Golf 2 on PS5, like they did the remaster. And I was like, wow, this is like, it's just a different style of game, and it was refreshing to try this out because I was so used to like high octane, getting kill streaks or getting as far as you can in multiplayer, and it was just fun to experience a game that's like slow pace and has a different vibe to it. And it's just a genre I didn't really play much, and it made me have a new outlook on games, and made it showed me that I could have fun playing games that I normally didn't play. And there was something about when I was playing Hot Shots Golf, or if you hit the ball perfectly, it would say like nice shot or whatever. And it was just like there was things about this golf game that kind of like itched my brain
Nice shot.
in a way that like other games weren't hitting. It's like, you know, when you get like a headshot in Call of Duty, you get that like ting effect, or you get like a kill streak and you hear that sound effect, and you can like, it's just like something that like makes you feel like, oh, this is satisfying to play. With the golf game, it was like low stakes, low risk, and you just hit the ball, and sometimes you get a nice shot, and then the way the ball would arc or fly, just it would just do something that like other games weren't, like Call of Duty wasn't doing anymore, or Madden wasn't doing anymore, or playing zombies wasn't doing anymore. So it was like it's expanding the way I was playing games, and it was making me feel enjoyment again when playing it. It didn't feel like a chore or a task. And my third and final tips and tricks here is going back to old series that you never played before. Like you've always heard about them or you've always like seen them, but actually going back and playing them give you a new experience. Like I never played like the Mega Man series before, like a few years ago. I never played the Zelda games until like I picked up a Switch in 2020, I think, or 2021, and I never played any Zelda games before then. So it was great that I was able to have this whole series of games that I never played, and I was able to deep dive into it and get new experience out of older games. So like I went ahead and played Breath of the Wild, and then I went to Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past, and these are just games that I would have never played because I was majority a PlayStation kid when I was younger. So it was like I missed out on a lot of these games back then, and it helped me get over this hump of where games feel stale to me because I was so used to playing the same games over and over again. And that's what I'm doing this year. Like this year I played games like Castlevania, and I'm playing games like Resistance because those are games I never played when they were currently out. So it was like it's a new way to play older games, and they're new, and they're not new styles of games. Like Resistance is a first person shooter. I've played so many. I've played Halo, I've played Call of Duty, Battlefield, I've played all these first person shooters, but I've never played Resistance. So it's like a new way to play the same genre that you've played, but in a new way, and seeing a different developer do the same sort of thing. And this also helps with sometimes you like to play games for nostalgia. Like say you like to play, like say you always go back to your favorite game because you don't know what to play. It's nice going back to games like right now I'm playing Resistance 1 Fall of Man, and it's just nice playing a game from that generation. Like I played a lot of like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and it's nice going back to a game from that generation, but it's a game I'd never played. So it's like you kind of get the feel of, oh, I'm playing a nostalgic game, but you've never played it before. So it's like you get a touch of this nostalgia, but it's a game you never played. So it's a new experience plus nostalgia at the same time. So it's helped me get over humps of where gaming kind of felt stale. And those were some of the methods that I did to kind of get over this feeling of games always feeling stale. Like when I was playing Call of Duty a lot, I noticed every time I turned it on, it was like, get the battle pass, do this thing, do that. Or you buy a game and it's just screaming in your face to do something more when you've already bought the game. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that or feel like these is the only way I can play games. So I started trying new games out because like I mentioned earlier, you can't eat the same thing over and over again and expect to enjoy eating, right? So it's like you kind of have to diversify the way you're doing stuff to make you get enjoyment out of a hobby, right? And then I was thinking maybe I'm falling out of gaming. Maybe I don't enjoy this hobby as much as I thought I did. But then I really sat down and thought about it and I'm like, it's not that I don't enjoy gaming anymore, enjoy the hobby anymore. I just don't enjoy the games that I'm playing. So I needed to make a change and realize that let me try some new things out, try some games that I would never try out to keep this hobby fun and fresh for myself. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video was because if I felt like this a few years ago, I know there's other people out there that are feeling like this and maybe just need some words of encouragement or just some like new ways to think about gaming. And changing the way you play games can really help jumpstart the way you feel about games, because I feel like when we're getting marketed to on certain games and what everyone's playing online, it can kind of like make you feel like, oh, this is gaming's not for me anymore. And sometimes you just have to search for new ways to experience your hobbies, and that's how you get over humps of where the gaming is feeling stale. And with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Let me know any tips and tricks that you guys found when you guys were trying to get over slumps of running into gaming feeling stale, or even like other things in life. Like what have you done to like get over humps of like your hobbies where they started to feel stale? How did you make them feel fun again? And if you do use any of these tips and tricks on your gaming habits, let me know if they worked for you. And with that, leave a like and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.